Good evening, everyone. Please rise and join the board in the pledge. Hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as we honor our veterans and our first responders, and we ask that today you keep the family of Anna Athen, a village employee, in your thoughts and prayers as she mourns the loss of her mother. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This evening, we're going to start off by continuing our public hearing from last week. Mr. Savino, who was going to present at last week's hearing, we had hoped that he would be well enough to do that today. Unfortunately, he is still home recovering, and we, of course, wish him well. And so in his stead, we're going to have our village clerk, Mr. Rivera, present the application for the community development funding, 49th year allocations, that we have to get into the county no later than this week. So we have to go ahead and move on. So Mr. Rivera, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm just going to read through what Mr. Savino had sent over to me, and then we could go into any questions that I will try to answer on his behalf. So for a number of years, as it continues today, the Village of Mineola has qualified to receive federal HUD funds that can be used to cover local expenses in a number of approved categories. The village is a member of a community consortium coordinated through Nassau County, wherein it can apply for and receive an allotment of those funds annually. These are known as Community Development Block Grants, CDBG, and the village is now applying for its 49th year allocation. We will seek allotments as follows. PF&I, streets and sidewalks, engineering specs, guidance for curb line, street, sidewalk, pedestrian lighting. This will cover additional costs for planning and/or engineering as needed to install sight lines of new lighting for pedestrian pathways coordinated with other core downtown aesthetic improvements, with the goal of creating and/or recreating a core downtown ambience and to advance, encourage, and enhance pedestrian walkability and comfort. The village will seek guidance as needed to coordinate improvement selections and to properly install curb line posts, streetlights, and other improvements with available CDBG funding. In addition to the increased safety and visibility, this enhancement will create a visual connection to nearby businesses, attractions, transit, and parking, while uniquely showcasing downtown properties. And the amount requested for this line will be $150,000. Proposed funding category number 2, which is a commercial rehabilitation, various address based on pending and proposed applications. Request funds to continue to assist and subsidize private commercial buildings and business owners' expenses to produce coordinated and qualified exterior improvements to 12 additional commercial buildings located in eligible census tracts throughout the village's commercial business districts. Each of these locations have eligible storefronts with qualifying exterior conditions. Goal is to create a harmonious, clean, and inviting aesthetics in all commercial downtowns in the village. Requested amount is going to be $192,000. And the third and final proposed funding category is residential rehabilitation village-wide. Providing funding assistance to qualified senior citizen residents and those with disabilities and/or who meet HUD-qualified low-moderate income levels to help them acquire improvements to their home, including energy efficiencies, ease of accessibility, and some necessary repairs. The village anticipates depletion of existing funds this year and seeks to cover expenses for 2 to 4 qualified residents needing assistance, and we will be requesting $30,000 for this category as well. And Mr. Savino also wanted me to let you know that these funding allocations are not set in stone. What this would do would allow him to apply to Nassau County for the funding, get the funding approved, and we could amend as we go through this in the future. And then these funding sources, if approved, would be available anticipated in September of 2023.
Okay, so this is something that, again, it's the 49th year. Before Mr. Savino, we had Mayor Bob Hink, who used to do this, and Mr. Savino has hit the ground running. And we have made it a point not only to, year after year, ask for as much as we can, but then to actually spend it down, which the county likes to see, is the fact that we are taking these funds that come through HUD. They're kind of a pass-through grant, and they are eligible in certain areas of our village. For example, between Jericho and Old Country Road, Roslyn Road, and Mineola Boulevard, which would be traditionally our commercial area and our two-family area, and other areas in the village where we qualify for this kind of funding. We have used it for things like our facade program. We have used it for commercial rehabilitation, residential rehabilitation, for senior citizens that qualify. So this is essentially, for us, free money, and we've done a great job of making sure that we put it to good use in past years. So Mr. Savino has the knowledge, he has the background, he has the contacts at the county, and there are times where we've even been able to get more than we've asked, because other municipalities perhaps don't spend theirs down. So it's great that we have the ability to get over $250,000, about $1/3 to help our commercial, our residential, and our infrastructure as well. Does anyone have any questions? No. Okay, so you have a
From the public?
resolution. Any comments from the public? Okay,
Okay,
all right.
so we need a resolution to approve Mr. Savino to submit this application.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve a resolution allowing Mr. Tom Savino to submit the application as presented this evening.
Motion.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Sartori. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Salaski. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Do we need to pull the board?
Well,
We should.
they've
pull.
done that in the past, so.
Okay, so let's
So
pull
I'll
the
pull
board.
it. Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sartori?
Yes.
Trustee Casado?
Yes.
Trustee Salaski?
Yes.
Mayor Pereira?
Yes. Okay, and like I said, we hope to see Mr. Savino back and at it real soon, and we will be sure to put all of this money to good use. Thank you, Mr. Rivera, for stepping in.
Of course.
With that, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Clark. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're going to allow our stenographer to pack up, as she just unpacked real quick. And thank you. All right. And we will be back momentarily for the work session.